Opo.
Ito yung pinakahuling ginagawa nila para i-discredit nila si Gutesa.
Opo.
Okay. Merong post sa isang page na kung tawagin ay Kabayan Patrol.
Naku, oh.
Sinirculate ito across sa social media. Ito yung nakalagay na post. Na, kung pwede na si Direk. Ayan. Ayan, sinasabi niya. Orly Gutesa breaks silence. Pinilit lang ako nila Defensor at Marcoleta.
Oho.
Isip-isipin.
Magandang araw po sa inyo mga banateras. Ako po si Banat Girl. Ito po mga banateras, panoorin natin ito at sabay-sabay po tayong mag-react sa comment section. Alright, panoorin na po natin ito mga banateras. Mag-comment po kayo sa comment section at huwag po ninyong kalimutan mag-subscribe, i-like at i-share ang ating video. I am not Filipino for nothing. Mahalin po natin ang Pilipinas. Ito na po.
Maybe they're so...
They're already brazen nga.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
walking around knowing that they can say things like that. You have witnesses. Doon ako na, normally these crimes would be committed in secrecy.
Yes, in darkness.
Pero dito, nowadays, even the impression of the public of many of our lawmakers, it seems to them that it's already very brazen. Too much. At some point, di ba, you can't keep doing
You know,
this,
there was a, I don't know if this is urban legend.
uh,
I was told, because I remember during our time, the only time that you will hear the chopper in Batasan is when the president delivers a
yes.
Sona. So that's the only one that you have the helicopter landing in Batasan. Ang balita ko raw, ang dami na chopper na naglaland sa
walang parking.
walang parking. Oo.
So that I actually heard about that. There are more than 30 plus
Really?
congressmen with choppers.
choppers?
And the thing is, they don't have just one.
Oh, multiple.
Yes. So there was a time when there's about 2 or 3, and I think that would have been reasonable given their backgrounds, their
Right.
businesses, and all that. But 30, then 30 plus. Remember, we were also talking about how hindi na representative ang House of Representatives. They can be too rich.
You recall, I just also heard yesterday that the Ombudsman, Boy Remulla, told them that we're going to file cases on November 25. Pero he's so confident that there will be cases filed at the end of November. No? So, parang, everything has been planned or, so,
I don't also like the idea na i-announce mo ayan. Kasi parang pinagpaplanuhan naman nila.
my first thought there was, you're so confident, so parang, so nakahandaan na yung mga, maybe because of the Senate Blue hearings,
Because the evidence was already there.
Pero it's good naman kasi, di ba? At least, yung nangyayari. Rather than
Yun nga.
hearing walang nangyayari.
What I like is, itong ang ICI, umandal na kagad, already recommended the filing. Then early this month, tama ba yan? Early this month, the DPWH recommended yung already, filed na sila against the district engineer. This one, I remember, Duterte time, meron talaga siyang mga, he would point them out, he would shame them, he would name them, and fortunately, hindi ko yata nakita yung mga pangalan nila in this list. So, there are always people who will trade places with this one. So, it's systemic and endemic, and the sad part is that the public has learned to accept that this is something that is going on. So, I like the shake-up. I like the idea.
Pero this whole attitude of the public saying, look, there's always, we say, pare-paro lang may.
Yun nga eh.
But at least this just sensitize them a bit that hindi ito pwede, isobra na to.
Well, I like that the public is showing anger. See, these things, the politicians will only be able to get away with it kung tatanggapin natin. Don't speak up.
You don't say anything, tahimik lang kayo.
I think I like the idea na may empowerment yung mga tao.
Right.
So, thank you also to social media.
Right.
But ako excited ako dito. I hope that the cases are well filed.
Yeah.
Kumbaga,
Well, it's with it hasn't been filed, it's the ombudsman pa lang, because I say we're going to charge to them. And so we'll see what the next step of the ombudsman will.
yeah, but I hope it reaches the point na people want to see heads roll. But I like also the idea that because of the due process, people will be walked through
Right.
the process. It's also a learning experience for right?
And the next feedback that we have is 3 air assets of Saldico were flown out of the Philippines. So, I think Malaysia yata, the one
Yes.
that Secretary of State mentioned.
So,
Augusta Westlake helicopters were found in Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia. So,
flown out of the country.
August 20 and September 9/11 pa, imagine.
Oh,
Very memorable date yan.
Gulfstream aircraft naman was in Singapore since August 16. Government froze the assets of Congressman Zaldico nga pala, no? So, ang People are
Can
asking.
can they freeze the assets, government?
They can, pero because subject to due process.
So-
So apparently, medyo mabagal pa sa AMLC. At least to the public's impression, masyado itong mabagal. As we know, under the Anti-Money Laundering Act,
Right.
you have to establish first.
And the choppers are in Singapore and in Malaysia, so I don't know if we have an intercountry arrangement on that.
The CAAP can monitor kasi
Oh.
anywhere in the world. So, right now, that's what they're doing. The danger is these things can also tend to disappear. There was plus,
Movable property.
diba? Plus, the CAAP had reported, and dito nila nahuli, is because the owners, of course, several companies of Congressman Zaldico, applied for T legislation. Which
Oh
means-
yes. That was what was mentioned by Secretary Vinicius.
So, that means that they're preparing to sell.
Correct.
So, fortunately, well, nahuli natin yan. But we don't know how long because although with the application for deregistration, they won't be able to sell it yet. But, things can disappear now. They have a tendency to disappear.
And so, the other thing that was a very pleasant news compared to the House of Congress, all 24 senators have now made their silence public yesterday.
Thank you very
Full
much to
transparency.
the Senate of the Philippines.
This is the upper chamber now. So that's a welcome and it's a very welcome.
This means sensitive din sila sa mga tao. And we like this. We like this more sensitive to the public sentiment ang ating mga senators. So, we'll talk to Senator Rodante Marcoleta about this and other hot issues, including the so-called Tanim witness controversy involving Orly Gutesa.
And that's coming up next when the folks return after the short break.
Every day, new stories are being served. Freshest takes. The stories that everyone's talking about. The Daily Dish. Make sure you don't miss a thing. Only here on the Billionaire News Channel.
Whenever I go, you friend.
So kung may call of friend ka, sino yun?
In a fast-changing digital world, relevant news, plus the latest information still matter. And we found your new Total Sports Informative Essential, plus the pre-game information, plus the prime time news. The Billionaire News Channel is now the most viewed news channel on Samsung TV Plus. Thank you for keeping us on top.
Good evening, I'm Stacey Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, we tackle the issue, we clarify matters, and we get on point.
Asking the right question.
So I want to start first with a renewed probe need for accountability. Should the Senate conduct its own investigation? You also submitted to the DOJ back then.
We clarify matters.
Was there any study that you looked into? Exactly, your participation. Let's just the beginning.
BQM is always on point.
And we are back. That the name witness issue emerged after a Manila judge found that the lawyer's signature on Orly Gutesa's notarized affidavit was fake.
What does this revelation mean for the credibility of the so-called witness and Senator Marcoleta presented Gutesa to the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing?
Known for his straight talk and sharp insights on controversial issues, we are joined by Senator Rodante Marcoleta.
Welcome to this, folks, and
Morning, Atty. Trixie.
Minsan lang ho kayo lumalabas sa TV. Malakas po si Trixie sa inyo. Maraming salamat po. Tinaunakan niyo po ang
My honor. My honor.
thank you for being here. So, kumusta naman, sir, yung the RTC found that yung affidavit daw ay forged document. So, ngayon, ang tinatanong is, ano ang repercussions nito sa inyo daw dahil kayo yung nagpresenta?
Repercussions to me.
Ano ang repercussions?
May mga ganun, hindi, tanong lang naman, siyempre, umiikot. And
I'm surprised this is happening. Are they trying to create a mountain out of molehill?
Di ba ho, and I agree with this, and other legal luminaries have also agreed that, notwithstanding the fact that signature was of the lawyer, the notary public was allegedly forged, he already sworn in before the Senate, di ba? So,
Yes, he did.
yeah, did not cure whatever defect there was in preparation of the affidavit or the notarization of the affidavit.
I think so, because the guy presented himself before the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee.
Correct.
he took his oath, and then he allowed himself to be interpellated by the entire committee. Let's get back to the allegedly,
How's it
what is that?
The percussion.
The notarized, the forged, whatever.
Forged document. Oh,
The signature of the notary public was allegedly forged.
yes.
If we can at least waste our precious time discussing this, you will have to believe and assume that Gotesa has the power to go to one office, get the notarial stamp, whoever is notarizing there, secure the dry seal, and then look for the last entry of the book of the notarial register
Right.
or the registry para makuha mo yung document number, plate number, and the book number, and then sasaynan ni Gotesa. Are we able to assume all this? That Gotesa has the capacity to do all this by himself?
The other lawyer who also presented the same signature, same forged signature, was Attorney Romano Muslintan.
Yes. At meron din ako nakuha, ganon din. Yung signature, very, very close doon sa... So, ang assumption ko dito, like the assumptions of many, if not all. Pumunta ka sa isang lugar, let's say, periphery of Quezon City Hall.
Correct.
Nandiyan naka-line up lahat ng... Somebody will go to each one of these. And we present niya yung paper. And then, all the guy would have to do is, bigyan niya yung papel, then wait for a while, hanggang sa nakataka na lahat yung papeles niya. And then he pays. No one would insist on, let's say, verifying bago siya umalis. Sir, ma'am, can I please ascertain that you are the one who signed this? Are you the lawyer who signed this document? Yung po kong nagpapanotaryo had all these things to do bago siya umalis. The notary public in this country has become a cottage industry. Wala naman talagang lawyer doon eh. I have always assumed that somebody, like in the case of Gotesa, was there assigned by that lawyer, whoever she is or he is. Maring hindi siya ang kumpirma, but she or he allowed somebody to sign for him. This is happening everywhere. This is something that we should recognize.
Totoo lang. Kaya gawin talaga dito yan eh.
Pagkatapos yung puro na tao, ang i-ostracize, and he will be discredited by, paano why are we allowing, let's say, ourselves to be swayed into other direction? Gotesa is the most credible witness ever presented in that committee. Why? Gotesa has nothing to gain. Gotesa has everything to lose, including his life, the safety and the security of his family. But the most important thing, Gotesa was able to connect the dots from Saldico to Martin Romualdez.
And that's the reason why there is pressure also now in the Senate to issue an invite to the House to ask former Speaker Martin Romualdez.
And I welcome that.
Here. So
All the while I've been thinking that that is the most proper thing for the Blue Ribbon Committee to do. Why is it that all the personages mentioned by Gotesa in this one affidavit, like certain John Paul Strada and Eric Matexay, allegedly the ones who are receiving the money and counting the money in the house of from the house of Sardico in Valle Verde, then to be transported in his house in the DC, and from there, yung leftovers, kasi, like the one he mentioned, that was December 2024. Sabi niya, ito po minay-mention ko special because this is pinakamalaki pong delivery namin. You imagine 46 suitcases. Each suitcase, sabi niya, as an amount of, let's say, 48 million. How did you know? Kasi merong label eh. Sabi niya, yung post-it. Dadalhin po namin kay Saldico sa unit niya sa BTC. Out of 46, ang ibababa namin 35 at the time. So 11 ang naiwan, 35 ang dinala kay Martin Romualdez. Bakit hindi naman ipatawag si John Paul Strada? Bakit hindi ipatawag si Martin Strada? These are the ones he personally knew and sila ang nag-receive, sila ang nag-handle, sila ang
Nakausap niyo na ho ba si Senator Lacson tungkol dyan? In the concern that you have, that why didn't you say that, yun pwedeng isama niyan eh.
Bakit hindi sinasabi? Unang-unan, bago kami nag-iwahiwalay. Ba't hindi mo ako patawag sa Saldico? Ano mo sabi? Nagtagal ka naman dyan eh. Don't you know the Interparliamentary Court? He was preaching to the choir.
Of course.
Sabi ko, are we violating Interparliamentary Courtesy po he invited? No. I invited Toby Chompo and I was the chairman.
And he appeared.
He appeared. And twice he appeared. So tayo mong tawagin. For example, the initial 17 congressmen mentioned by the Discayas. 17 congressmen. hindi mo hindi ipatawag kahit isa. And he himself mentioned 67 contractors congressmen.
In your latest,
Nagpatawag siya. I'm not saying that we should not call them a small price here or charge them. They're all sorry to describe. Pero huwag naman nating pakaiwasan na pag yung malalaking isda na dapat nating matukod dito.
Senator Marcoleta, it's just something that we mortals don't know how it works around the
So they're not mortals like us.
Sir, hindi kayo.
This is my question, no? Senate operates as a major body.
Yes.
So you're supposed to be discussing things amongst yourselves. There are two main points I want to ask. Let's focus Mr. Gutesa. You presented him right there and then. Was there a previous notice to the chair or to the others? Because you're working as a collegial body. You just inform them that I have a surprise. I remember that you mentioned it right there and then. Because my understanding of Senate rules, and because it's a collegial body, that there you should provide notice to all the members so that they can apply it for the closest case I recall was it's a very sensitive group, and you just brought him in. You will normally ask for break, maybe 1 hour, and discuss among the body, among the Senate Blue Ribbon, and then come back. And by which time, there would have sufficient time. Why wasn't it, I remember you asked permission in Senator Ping Lacson said yes, but as a general practice, don't you as a collegiate body inform each other? Let's say, sabi ni Senator Ping Lacson, meron din siyang surprise witness. So, binandera niya sa publiko, meron siyang witness. Hindi ko po alam kung sabay, naka-adjourn kayo ngayon. Will you be meeting first to discuss, sino ba itong surprise? I think, shouldn't he be obligated to inform the fellow committee members, Blue Ribbon?
First to the initial question you raised, bakit hindi ako nagkaroon ng pagkakataon ng discuss kami? Kasi, namit ko si Gutesa through Mike Defensor, there was a little time. Hindi naman ako naniwala na may tao nga pa may gustong gumawa ng, sabi ni Mike Defensor, hindi ko lang siya because for 2 months, hinahanap ka rin niya, nalaman ko through my emissaries here, ikaw ang hinahanap niya. Gusto lang niya makausap because meron doon siyang sasabihin. Sabi ko, paano ito mag-aalas 2 na? Ang namin, ang session namin is 3 o'clock.
Just the day before ho ba ng Blue Ribbon?
Yes. Hinala ko lang. Sabi ganon. Hindi, meron in Manila, kung saan mo gusto, malapit sa'yo, para lang makita mo yung prepared statement. Can you go to this state? Kasi yun lang ang alam kong malapit, that's 5 minutes away from the city. So, pumunta ako. Okay? Doon ko nakita na, sabi ko, send itong statement mo, you prepared to make yourself available before the committee. Yes. O sinasabi ko, punotaryo mo. That's for my benefit only. Hindi ako naniniwala na matapang siya talaga. I don't know him. Okay, so kung talagang buo ang loob mo, pumunta ka bukas sa Senate before 9 na umaga. Sino kasama mo? Ako lang po. Ano sasabihin mo? Sir, nakamotor lang po ako. Well, sa una, hindi ako naniniwala na malakas ang loob niya. So, sinabi sa kanila, kasi baka ako rin, hindi ako naniniwala na darating siya. Gusto kong maniwala na buong loob niya, kung darating siya. That's what happened.
So, sir, napansin niyo ba that yung testimony ni Gutesa ay pareho din dun sa, yung, lalo na dun sa luggage, ay pareho dun sa testimony nung sina Bryce Hernandez?
Mabuti napansin mo.
Henry Alcantara.
Hindi lang ni Gutesa. Alcantara, Bryce Hernandez talk about the Rimowa suitcases. Sinabi rin nila na dinadala sa bahay ni Saldico. Nagkulat lahat eh. This guy also mentioned, about, putting the money in this, ito, dinadala sa
Luggage,
Bakit
confirm yung
hindi nila
luggage.
ngayon maintindihan?
Same luggage po yan? Same luggage ang ginagawa?
Sabi ko na ginagawa. Sabi ko pa, how come? Sino nagbibilang? Sila po, sabi niya, plastic. Ang isa pong plastic is 1 million, so ini-take siya lang.
Sir, walk us through yung testimony ni he connected, kasi may kinikwento ko yung kanina, he connected the luggage issue. Sir, yung narrative niya, bakit importante yung narrative ni Gutesa?
Napaka-importante ng narrative ni Gutesa because he was the only one who connected the dots from Saldico to Martin Romualdez. Nobody else.
Nasaan na po siya ngayon? Do you still have contact with him?
Wala akong contact sa kanya personally. Ang pagkakaalam ko, tinukup siya ng kanyang tropa, yung mga Marines. Kasi ang balita ko, merong nagtatangka sa buhay niya. At I was also informed na nahuli nila yung gustong magtangka sa buhay niya.
Sir, tanong lang, natanong niyo ba kay Mr. Gutesa kung bakit? Kung nag-deliver siya sa Forbes kay Speaker Martin, allegedly, nag-deliver din siya sa Aguada. Tama ba?
Hindi lamang dalawang lugar sa merong...
Natanong niyo mo ba kung bakit o dalawang...
Forbes tapos Aguada pa.
Hindi. Nakita ko yung Dahil nagmamadali kasi ako. Yan, ang nangyari pa, ang balita ko, kumuha ng CCTV si Senator Lacson para makita niya na kung sino sumundo kay Gutesa.
Sa CCTV po na Senate.
Eh sabi ko, ako naman, anticipating that he might come. So, sabi ko doon sa staff ko, pakitingnan mo itong taong ito, baka sakaling dumating, kasi nangako siya na darating. But I'm not sure kung darating o hindi. So, binigay ko yung pangalan. So, na-establish nila sa CCTV, one of my staff fetched him from the guns area, pumunta
Sa Senate ito, di ba?
sa Senate.
So, lagi sa pintuan ng Senate.
Ano?
Sa pintuan.
Sa pintuan, kasi
pagpasok
doon pa lang,
agad,
kasi maraming
Pirma.
pirmahan.
You have
So,
to check in.
para lang makapasok siya ng mabilis, so, sabi ko, before 9 o'clock na doon. Question is, bakit naman si Senator Lacson, kung totoo yun kung totoo na mayroong CCTV, bakit kinakailangan yan? Kumuha ng CCTV and spy on us? Is this the work of the Senator?
But wasn't that already? The CCTV has always been there, so you can just track it. Diba? So there's nothing new there. Because it's always been working.
Pero bakit palaging siyang kumukuha ng CCTV? You remember the other incident? Meron daw contractor na pumunta sa isa sa amin, and then na-establish pumunta sa opisina ni Senator.
But wouldn't that be also just to make sure that everything falls into place? The people who are saying whatever they're saying can be verified independently. And CCTV is a good place
sir.
to say that you're telling the truth.
Ano yung significance ng pagsundo ng staff?
Ewan ko,
Hindi
sir.
ba common courtesy yun?
Para
Invite
mag-present
mo?
yata sila na pumunta nga sa opisina ko. Kanino pupunta yung tao? Ako ikaw.
Yes, sir.
Di ba?
So, pero, so Senator Lacson is making a big deal out of this.
Sabi ko nga sa'yo, somebody is creating a mountain out of a molehill. So yung pagpunta ba ni Gutesa, kailangan kumuha ka pa ng CCTV para i-present mo. Wow, why not do that?
I'm confused. When you say, bakit pa kukunin, you mean to say, bakit pa nangyayon ni Senator Ping Lacson?
Ganon yung gusto raw nilang gawin. Ewan ko kung gagawin nga nila yun. Somebody informed me also na may pumunta sa seascape para makita nila na pumunta nga ako doon. Siguro ilang oras. Siguro na-establish nila. Hindi ako talaga nagtanda. Sabi ko, that was my promise to Mike Defensor.
With you, Senator Marcoleta, I think it's also part of the investigative process, just to confirm the veracity of the statements of whoever, not just you. And it's also his way of certifying, or at least verifying, that Senator Marcoleta indeed did what he said.
Sana ganun lang ang gusto ko.
Correct. But I think it's going to be a mountain, create a mountain out of a molehill, kung hindi to, kung palalaking pa ba?
Yan. Aren't you supposed to go to the jugular? Sino ba yung gusto natin matukoy dito? Why are we fighting each other? There's only a common objective. Makuha natin. Sino ba yung pinakamalaking isda? Sino yung tao na nasa likod ng napakaking pandarambong sa kaban ng bayan? Hindi ba yung isang ating layunin? Bakit kinigisa ninyo si Orne Gutesa? Alam mo, ang simple analogy rito kung alam ko marami nakikinig. Si Atty. Trixie, tunod sa'yo na mayroong magnanakaw ng kalabaw sa neighborhood. Ang ginawa mo naman, Atty. Edwin, yung nag-tip, yun ang ginisa mo. Yun ang ginidiscredit mo. Pero you do not even take any effort, i-verify mo na yung magnanakaw ng kalabaw, nandun lang pala sa vicinity natin. Ganun na nangyari.
Perhaps his absence is making that a big problem because nawala siya yung hearing.
Bakit siya nawala? There is a threat now. Ito yung nangyari. Kailangan mapansin ng mga kababayan natin. Nung ilabas ko si Gutesa, wala nang tinawag na hearing. Kahit na naka-adjourn kami, nag-hearing kami. Merong mga briefing ngayon sa budget. Ako, maski nakabakasyon ako, I try my best to contribute and participate in most of the briefing ng budget. Ano bilang inihinto yung Blue Ribbon? Napaka-importante nito. Nakasalalay dito ang buwis ng bayan. Talagang dinispalgo talagang ninakaw lahat kung sino man ang mga Hindi ko man naman kung paano ko i-describe itong mga tao ito. Paano ko naisip systematically nakawin ang pera ng bayan. Pagkatapos, nag-aaway-away kami. Samantalang ako, the only direction I wanted to take from the beginning until today, hindi nagbabago yun. I want to hit the mastermind.
Yun. So, more on this later when we come back from the break. Also, together with your comment on ICI filing of charges against 6 individuals.
Mga Butete.
Before you answer this, Senator Marcoleta, suppose we'll return after this short break.
Time is money, and opportunities never wait. Shares will be falling Thursday after recent gains fueled by hopes for lower U.S. interest rates. So join us as we inform and enlighten, help you make sound business decisions. The government's efforts to attract foreign investors to micro, small, and medium enterprises. This is your daily business brief, 3:30 to 4 p.m. Only here on the Billionaire News Channel.
Breaking headlines.
Mga terorista sa protesta. Mastermind umano, sabi Congressman.
19 government websites din ang inatake.
Breaking records. Setting the agenda through exclusive stories. And we are just getting started.
And we're back. Senator Marcoleta, could you provide us your wisdom on your comment on the filing of the charges against the individuals?
Who were the 6 individuals?
The two senators, Jingo and Joel, Commissioner Lipana, Undersecretary Bernardo,
Congressman Zaldico.
Zaldico, and Ms. Kahayan.
Why was not Martin Romualdez not included?
That's up to the ICI. Maybe we should
Because they are trying to discriminate the Texas.
No, they haven't summoned.
ICI.
So
Why can't they nila summon si Gutierrez?
the same reason why we cannot summon him.
We're all looking for the mastermind. The most guilty.
That will
So
count.
is everybody looking for the mastermind? Parang
I think everybody should be looking. Should be
There
looking.
should be, but it doesn't appear to be so. The Senate started
By the
off
way,
on the
this is
right
just,
foot.
according to Justice Andy Reyes, this is the first interim report on the filing. So, but let's just take it as it is right now. So, how do you think? Is this a good beginning? This is the start of the many charges.
It's a good beginning. Pero sinasabi ko nga, hindi ko naman sinasabi, huwag nating habulin ang mga sapsap. Ang palagi kong sinasabi, yung mga butete, yung mga dilis, okay lang yun. But let us not forget yung malalaking isda. Sapagkat sila talaga ang promotor ng pagnanakaw ng pera.
May tanong po ako sa inyo, mahuhupa ba ang galit ng taong bayan pansamantala kung naksuhan si Senator Joel at si Jingoy? Kasi ang sabi nila, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang investigation. So, do you think this will quiet down the public at first? I think this is temporary. Ano po ang tingin ninyo?
I don't know kung mapapacify natin o mahuhupa ang ng tao. Sapagat ang nakikita nila, pagka mga congressmen ang dapat na sumalang sa investigation. Lahat ginagawa para pagtakpan nila. I will start with the 17 initial congressmen identified by the DCI. And then, let me go back to the 67 contractors, congressmen intimated by Senator P.
Contractors, you mean?
Sinabi niya, I have a list of 67 contractors.
Dami.
Hindi mo kayo nagtataka bakit isa man lang wala siyang tawagan. What about the 70? Kaya nga gusto kong malaman, kung tatawagin niya si Martin Romualdez, make him appear before the committee. Para makapagtanong naman kami.
Sana hindi closed door, na?
Lalo magagaling ng taong bayan.
Yung ICI, kaya siguro hindi masyadong naniniwala ang tao dyan. Because, tao, interesado sila. Why? This is their money. Alam mo yun, sabi ko nga, ngayon naghahanap ako kung ano yung sasagot ko sa kanila. I hope I can bend the law. What? Sabi nila, Senator, tulungan mo naman kami. Kami, kahit na ganito kami kahirap, pinipilit namin magbayad ng buwis. Yan pala nga niyan, kinapuntahan ng buwis namin. Pwede mag-ilaban mo naman kami, para wag naman kami magbayad ng buwis, kahit sa 2026 lang. What am I supposed to tell them?
Agreed, sir.
If I can bend the law, I will ask the BIR.
Alam nyo, mukhang nangyayari, I understand from the reports of the Finance Department, the collection has gone down. Because primarily the people...
Hindi natin madi-discount yan kasi galit nga yung tao eh. But I want the people, I want to please them. Pwede pa bang i-bed man lang ang bata? Kahit konti lang, para mapagbigyan ko ito. Kasi nga, yung kanilang sentimiento, Attorney Edwin, Attorney Tracy, balit, pera nila ito eh. Nagsikap sila, luha, dugo ang kanilang ginugol dito. Pagkatapos makikita nila, gano'n lang talaga pupuntahan.
Correct.
Sa mapa, ekonomiya, sakit yung bayad ng buwis.
This is a valid expression of anger because of what we've seen right now po eh. So talagang everybody is mad at... So yung mantra, yung chant ngayon, ikulong niyan, mga kurakot.
So, tapos ang gagawin nila, para lang ma-sway sa ibang direksyon, si Gutierrez na yun, papapanagutin. Nung nga, hinibigay lang niya yung papel doon sa window nung kung sino man yun. Ikalay mo na. Yung lugar na yun, pinakunan ko na litrato eh. Saan mo nakalagay ng paskil doon, Attorney Edwin? Notary Public, 24/7. Yung po na mukha doon, hindi na natutulog yun.
Ano?
Siyempre, ang lawyer, kung sino man yun, siya talaga pumipirma ron. But he assigned somebody na pipirma sa kanya. And that is violation of the notarial law.
Let's get moving forward. In the same way that you had a surprise witness, I said a while ago, Senator Lacson has claims to have a surprise witness. Isn't it your duty sa collegial body and as a member? I remember that saying that in a committee, all our members and the chairman is not a master but a presiding officer. So what actions would you take at the very least identify the surprises? Even para wala nitong gulo na nangyari doon sa hearing, would you like to ask Senator Lacson to...
I will ask the minority leader. Kasi ako deputy minority leader lang. I will ask Senator Alan. Siguro, total, para hindi na maging surprise. Sabihin niya na kung sino. May time naman siya na gawin yun. Hindi kagaya ko. Kaya tinitingnan ko muna kung darating o hindi. Kaya ako nagkulang ng time. Pero may courtesy ako dahil sinabi ko naman sa kanya ang circumstances before I introduce the guy before the committee.
My recollection of Senate rules is you can temporarily not disclose, but it cannot be, for at least there should be reasonable notice, inform the collegial body na there's issues. Para at least lahat kayo handa.
Ganun ang gawin niya, di ba?
Maganda ko kung ganun sana mangyayari moving forward. Kasi hindi lang siguro ito surprise ang lalapit sa ibang mga senador. Kaya mabuti siguro pag-usapan ko.
Better still sana, magtawag muna siya ng caucus, halimbawa, kung ayaw niya mag-meet yung buong Blue Ribbon. Para discuss natin. Sa akin, aside from that, kailangan merong ground rules dito. Alam mo kung bakit ko pinipilit ang ground rules. Hindi ko na maintindihan itong nangyari ng panahon niya. Nag-hearing kami, darating si Boying Remulla, the Department of Justice, kukunin niya yung isang resource persons, dadating si Gay, pagdating niya, merong supplemental affidavit. What's this? What is the arrangement between the Blue Ribbon Committee and the DOJ? And then silang dalawa ni Senate President Soto, pupunta sa ICI. Magkikipag-meeting doon. Tapos babalik siya. What is the arrangement between the Blue Ribbon Committee and the ICI vis-a-vis the DOJ? Naghalo na yung pala sa kinalupan.
So, yung mga diskaya, sinabi na nila dun, speaking of ICI, sabi na nila dun sa ICI that they're not going to appear anymore or hindi na sila magko-cooperate sa ICI. Tingin nyo mag-appear pa sila sa Senate Blue Ribbon?
I don't know.
But they have content powers kasi in the Senate.
So, papatawag pa rin kaya.
Siguro na, sa position ko lang naman, siguro nawalan sila ng intense dahil sa, sabi mo, they ask for protection under the Witness Protection Program. Kung naman ang nalalaman ko, we can provide that because under the law, Section 4 of the WPP, they can be processed. Apply sila.
Or they already provided protection.
Hindi nga eh. Kasi ako ang Blue Ribbon Committee, doon sa kanilang source statement, humihingi sila ng witness protection. So I, as the chairman, sumulat ako sa Senate President at that time, si Chief Escudero. Kaya lang hindi nagkaroon ng katuparan yun dahil habang ginagawa ko pala yun, nagkudita na kami. So ayaw nang pagbigyan ni Senate, the new Senate President, Tito Soto. Kasi kinukuha niya yung sinabi naman ng then Secretary of Justice that before they can be processed under the Witness Protection Program, they should do some restitution. So sabi ko, teka muna. That was re-echoed by the Senate President. Sabi ko,
bago yan.
Bago naman nata yan eh. So sabi ni Boying, talaga sa nagkaroon kami ng konting pagtatalo. So yun yung ating requirement.
Respectfully, Senator Marcoleta, I also feel that those requirements, these are procedural, these are threshold procedural requirements.
Yes,
Restitution can happen either before or after. Because remember, every criminal liability.
Walang rule.
Siguro after, because that is the most...
I agree with that, because all in the case of the Napoles, that was also part of that. You were requiring, because the reason why it is not an element, because number one, it's substantive yan eh. Procedural yung sinasabi dun sa discharge of state witness. And restitution is not present in the way that is fashioned when you're stealing money. Restitution always happens, but not in the way, like in the case of plunder. Not all cases are plunder, so that restitution will not be found in the general procedural rules. Kasi di lahat ng crime eh.
But what standard? We understand pag after kasi fruits of the crime na siya or no. But before, what will be the basis of your restitution?
It's a discretion of the judge.
No, but this one, mag-apply pa siya.
No, wala pa sa judge. Wala pa.
Mag-apply siya.
WPP pa lang.
Kailangan i-process mo siya under the law. WPP pa lang.
Wait.
Hindi pa.
There were two things, if I recall. One was protection, and one was to be discharged, which is the most important sa kanila yan.
Section 2 yan kasi, Section 3, di ba? Kung ginawa mo Section 3, ito hindi siya kasama sa crime. Okay? Pero nag-a-apply sa witness protection dahil medyo mabigat ang testimony. But the disguise are applying under Section 10 kasi kasama sila dito sa problema iniimbestigahan. So, restitution, wala sa batas eh. Can you imagine the title itself of the law? It's witness protection. So to burden the potential applicant of restitution, una, saan magre-restitute? We're going to compute. Well, they will be able to abuse their discretion. Magkaroon pa ng corruption dito sa restitution because it is not provided by law. Sabi natin, totoo niyan, kahit na state witness na sila, they cannot comply with the requirements pwede mo naman sa tanggalin sa state witness. But restitution will always happen. Yeah.
Well, we have different views, Prof. Anyway.
Yeah, kasi at WPP, we have not yet established the extent of the criminal activity.
Hindi
So,
nga
kailangan
namin sa'yo na, hindi po kami plano.
But the fact that he's applying to the state witness, obviously.
Probably an expression of willingness to restitute. Yun siguro yung pwede.
But
you have to,
Yun
hindi pwede retroactive
kasi,
din.
kaya naman kailangan mo yun. Napakahirap naman. I-pinpoint mo yung isda na malaki. Wala ka na makukuha ng ganun kadali. So, itong mga taong ito were encouraged to do that in order to help the state prosecute the bigger fish.
Anyway.
So your vision really is to go after the mastermind and therefore the root of all of this.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that's not a monopoly of Senator Marcoleta's vision. It's the vision of everyone here.
Of course,
Go
but
after
we're talking about how single-mindedly
Yeah.
this is how he crafted. In fact, the way you conducted the Senate Blue Ribbon when you were the chairman was in order to get the big fish.
I told that in my
May
interview.
tanong po ako sa inyo, final question, medyo we're running out of session. Kung hindi mag-go all the way sa Malacanang, ano kung...
What do you mean all those?
Sabi, kung may posible bang mag-go all the way to Malacanang, kung ba ito, sa tingin nyo ba, this problem will go all the way to Malacanang?
Hindi naman ganun eh. Ako sa akin, hanggang sa naabot pa yung evidence.
So, ang abot lang kay
Kung sinabi ni Gutesa,
The evidence.
That's the whole point. I cannot speculate kung
Beyond
pupunta yun.
that.
Basta ako, kung ano yung sinabi ni Gutesa, I'm strictly following that.
Okay. Thank you.
So, thank you very much, sir. May nauna
Ako,
kami.
magpapasalamat.
Pinaunlakan nyo kami sa aming request.
Malakas sa akin.
Oo nga, hindi ko nga eh. Hindi ko nga. So, ano po yung final statement ninyo on this?
Yeah, sana ang taong bayan ay maging vigilant. Huwag po tayong maniniwala na dahil lamang sa sinabi ng abogado na hindi siya may pirma. Talagang maaaring hindi po siya may pirma. Sa kalakaran po kasi, hindi naman po ang abogado po may pirma sa dami po ng mga notaryo publiko ngayon. Pero wala pong kasalanan si Gutesa. Wala po siyang capacity na siya yung kumuha ng dry seal, siya mag-i-stamp po kung Manila, kung Quezon City, at lalong-lalong hindi po niya magagawang hanapin kung ano yung document number na ilalagay niya, the page number, and the book number. Imposible na po yun. Kami po mga abogado, nakakaintindihan kami doon. Kaya pinapaliwanag po namin mabuti sa inyo.
Huling na, sir. Tingin nyo, matutuwa pa yung mga, ano yung reaction ng mga tao kung hindi, naghihintay sila ng may Malacanang echo man lang tungkol dito sa corruption issue.
Basta ko po kung hanggang saan po aabot ang ebidensya. Ang nakita ko po ay si Gutesa ay isang napakabuti, napakamalakas na ebidensya na nag-connect from Saldico to Martin Romualdez. Hanggang doon lang muna po tayo. Kung saan po aabot lahat doon, Diyos na po ang nakakaalam doon.
Maraming salamat, Senator Marcoleta. So this wraps up.
Jen, ito yung pinakahuling ginagawa nila para i-discredit nila si Gutesa.
Opo.
Okay. Merong post sa isang page na kung tawagin ay Kabayan Patrol.
Nako.
Sinirculate ito across sa social media. Ito yung nakalagay na post. Na, kung pwede na si Direk. Ayan. Ayan, sinasabi niya, Orly Gutesa breaks silence. Pinilit lang ako nila Defensor at Marcoleta. Isip-isipin mo yan, eh. Gutesa admitted that he was forced to sign a fake affidavit against Speaker Romualdez out of fear and pressure. Ito, nakuha na namin kung sino yung gumawa nito eh.
Yung page mo mismo.
Yung page na ito, ang ginagamit niya dyan ay mga troll farms, ha. Makikita mo na troll farms kasi pinakita nila rito, ang mga accounts ay Vietnamese eh.
Ganun po?
May Vietnamese accounts, karamihan ha. So, kung halimbawa sa 1,000, 500 Vietnamese at yung iba pa Arabic accounts. Para kunwari, maraming sumusuporta.
Maraming nag-suporta at kumo-comment. Opo.
Oo, ha. Ngayon, ibalik nga natin doon para makita natin. Kung makikita mo doon, sa bandang ibaba, right side.
Opo.
Nakalagay, Kabayan Patrol.
Kabayan Patrol, yes po.
So parang, ginamit pa yung logo nung
station, opo.
Isang TV station. Para magmukhang totoo. So, nakikita nyo ngayon kung ano ang kanilang pakay.
Opo.
Gumagawa ng isang bagay na hindi totoo. Pinilit namin ni Mike Defensor si Gutesa para gumawa ng isang salaysay.
Yan ho lumilitaw dyan.
So, isang bagay na kabaligtaran. Ngayon, anong pakay ng mga... Hindi lang ito dyan, ha?
Opo.
Kasi, kung punta tayo sa pangalawang slide dyan.
Yan.
Ayan. May requirements ang Meta kasi, Jen, yung Facebook, na bago ka makapag-publish ng ad, kailangan meron kang makikitang meron silang mobile number, no?
Yes po. Para magbabayad.
Pinacheck ko yung mobile number. Ito ay nakarehistro sa isang tao na nagngangalang Luis Orbon. Ayan, oh.
Luis Orbon. Oo. Okay.